Good morning. Welcome back to the homestead. I had all of these great plans for this morning. I was gonna try to catch up on some mowing. I got some stuff that I need to mulch in the garden with that mowing. And went out to do chores this morning and it come a gully washer. I don't know what the technical amount of water that you need for it to become a gully washer, but it come up pouring. And so I'm not sure if I'll get to mow today or not. So the kids yesterday helped me get some more apples, so we're gonna get some applesauce canning up today. I actually cooked it down yesterday and I have it in the oven reheating. And we're gonna see how much more I need to cook up to fill these jars. There's all sorts of tools to use. Man, I like just a good old mug. Doesn't take up extra space. Should have grabbed a spatula. Yeah, I'm having struggles. I'm on the struggle bus this morning. There we go. I will normally can this as soon as I run it through the mill, but with the way our schedule was last night, I had to postpone it till this morning. Alright, so these are all about halfway full, but that's okay. Because like I said, the kids helped me pick these apples. Now, I know that sometimes I'll core and peel the apples so that I can make apple cider vinegar. I don't have the time in my schedule right now to do that. And my mother-in-law got me this spectacular contraption here. We just call it the applesauce maker, but you can get different size screens for this thing, and you can make like all sorts of things. Like I have one, I've not used it because we haven't had grapes in a while, but you can do grapes, you can do tomatoes, you can do apples. Like there's a whole bunch of different screens, and this just saves me a ton of time so that I don't have to skin and peel it, because it all just spits out on the end here into a bowl, and then I can take all these scraps out to the pigs or the chickens. And then also it's really great, like I get the stool out here and the kids can help me crank this. That's actually Lexi this morning, while I took Nathan out in the sack and the big boys were doing their chores, like she and Tim were in here and she was cranking this for me. And so it's just an awesome way that the kids can help in prepping the applesauce as well. So we're gonna get these apples cooked up, and while those are cooking, we're gonna get started on something else. Today's piddle day, so you guys get to come hang out with me while we do some odds and ends around the property. So the kids are at Grand's, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pile all of the laundry I get done this morning here. And then this afternoon, when it gets so hot I can't stand it, I'm gonna sit down or stand up and do it all at once. And I'm so excited. I know it sounds crazy, but laundry is so therapeutic for me in this season, where it's just like repeat, motion, process, and then you get done and you're like, I just got so much accomplished. So for me personally, the biggest default to this thing is the actual like pusher part. Let me show you. I don't really use this, and here's why. It's not that it's not a good tool. It's that this is the part you hold. This is the part you push it down. And the hole to push it down is on the bottom. I'm sure there's a reason they did it that way. But the juices and stuff get up in it, and I can't get it cleaned. So it's, in my opinion, it's not good. It's gross. It's sanitary. It's just not good. So I don't use it. There she goes. If the apples are soft enough, a lot of times you don't have to push it down. But I think these apples are just the slightest bit still firm. Ouch! That hurt. Pretty pan applesauce. So like you'll mix it because the thinner stuff comes off closer to the beginning and the thicker stuff comes off at the end. You could re-sift it, but my kids eat it this way, so I don't really worry about it. And then if the sauce is thicker or thinner than what you like, I always err on the side of thicker, putting it through, because you can always thin it out. But oh, with the drill. We'll take it to Lowe's and see if we're still under warranty, and then if not, then we'll come up with the plan.
I really want to put it on my list for today, but maybe do sooner than later.
Yeah. I got a whole canner full, and then I'm gonna put this in a half-gallon jar. It will probably end up being just part of dinner and breakfast, but if I happen to get around to making another batch, I can heat this up and use that as part of the next canning full. But I'm not sure if we'll get to that today or not. I'm just excited. Whoop, whoop. These apples normally actually don't come on until way later towards the fall. But this year, both of our apple trees that are older have put out really, really early. We have a transparent apple, which is an older apple. The old timers around here, like that's what they swear by for apple dumplings and applesauce is the transparent apple. I really want to get some cuttings off of this tree and learn how to graft it or pick a seed and plant it or something so that I get, because there's not a lot of those that I've found. You don't find them at nurseries and things. I haven't found a lot, even like places online that have them. They're very, but they're almost, they're nostalgic, but they're also good. They're a little tart, but they're softer than what a Granny Smith apple is. But that's my grandma would make transparent apple or apple dumplings out of transparent apples. So super nostalgic, but I would love to, because that tree we lost a lot of branches off of last winter and some of the storms. So I'd love to get some cuttings off of that and get some younger trees going. So we'll always have transparent apples, which would be pretty sweet. So I keep peeking out the window because we've got our cows running right beside our garden. And as you can see, the corn there, that batch of corn right there is just so pretty. And last year, at this time, I had run the cows near the garden, not even beside the garden, but near the garden, and they ate my corn. So I'm like super paranoid over my poor corn. But I wanted to get that area cleaned up so I can finish cleaning up that one side of the garden. All right, so this is some squash and zucchini that I've got going in the house. And they are, you can see they're about busting out of their spot. So yesterday I pulled out the first part of our first round of green beans. And so I'm gonna go out and finish picking all of the purple beans in the rest of that row and get those pulled out so that hopefully this evening I can get those bitty plants out into the garden and give them a lot more space to grow. Question is, where did I put a basket? Found her. It's actually quite lovely. So It's actually quite lovely out here today. This morning I came out to do chores, it was really hot. And it poured the rain. The sun is hot, but the temperature is pretty nice. Hey guys. Well, you guys are cleaning this out fast. I'm gonna have to move you twice today. Good job. So I want to mow all of this down like I did over there. And oh my word, you guys have cleaned this out. Great job. Keep going. Thank you. Spency's turkeys are doing awesome. Hoping to do a garden video soon, but look at that corn. It's so tall, and the bees have just been living on it. Super excited. All right, so this is the row. You can see this was just some cheap weed fabric I had laying around that I needed to use. So we're getting one more life out of it, but I'm gonna finish cleaning out these purple beans. They're starting to show some bug damage, and they're just not growing. They still have a ton of flowers on them, but I have some beans elsewhere. They're starting to put on fruit, so we're gonna go ahead and get these squash and zucchini a head start. So these are purple beans, and I've actually heard, so I grow them just because they're fun, but I've heard some people note that they grow them because, especially the pole beans, it is substantially easier to see and get all of the beans because they stand out against the leaves. So if you're looking for maybe an easier way to pick pole beans, purple bean might be an option. They're fun though because they cook green. So if you're like cooking for somebody and they've not seen them before, they just cook down green, so you would never know that they're actually purple. Yeah, see, we're starting to get lots of these little yellow roly-poly buggy things that I get on my beans every year. So get these pulled out, turn that into eggs. Gotta finish up these last couple plants. There's some pretty beans. A little big, but pretty. All right, y'all, I could not have timed that any perfectly. The timer for my applesauce just went off. Got a basket of beans, so go inside, get the apples out, and get a drink. Calm down a little bit, and then we'll get it out so I don't get burnt again. All right, let those cool for 2 days and then label them. I'm stoked. I love making homemade applesauce. The trees, as long as we've lived here, have never been sprayed. So it's like as close to organic as we can get. And around here, for less than a quart of organic applesauce, it's like $4. So almost $6 for a quart that size. Or I guess quarts are all the same size. Okay, that's $5 to $6 for a quart, and my kids will easily blow through a quart in one sitting. So it's really nice to be able to put this up. Now, before I really started heavily getting into these trees, or even before when DJ was first born and we were still living with my mother-in-law for a season, we went apple picking in the fall and did a ton of applesauce. So this was when he was still like little and just starting to get into food. So we would use the little baby size jars, little half jelly jars, and can applesauce. And that's like how we made our own applesauce. So it's something super simple. Even if you don't have a contraption like what I've been using, you peel it, you core it, you boil it, you smush it, and it's done. And we enjoyed it because we would have family fall activity where we would go pick apples. And so it was like a memory, and now I make it now, even now, and I think about those times where it was fun, where we would all go to the apple orchard, and we'd pick apples, and we'd have a great day. We'd take pictures, have a good fun activity, and then my mother-in-law would go, and I would go back to the house and make applesauce. And so, like, anytime I make applesauce, it's fun to have that memory and to talk about it with our kids. And so I know we're making a ton of applesauce, but there's actually an orchard. My second sister is getting married this fall, and so I'm hoping that that apple orchard will have apples, and we'll be able to pick some up on our way back from there. But I'm really excited. I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to do applesauce off of our property this year, so that is our 14th. Like, we did 7 already this week, so that's 14 quarts up plus what we've eaten on the side. And there's still a ton of trees out there. We're going to go out there in a second, and I'm going to show you guys. There's still a ton of trees, so hopefully I can help the kids gather up the gumption to help me get some more, because I mean, it's awesome. I love having 2 jars of applesauce at least a week. And so we're not quite there yet, but at 14 jars, you know, that's almost 3 months worth of applesauce. So that's pretty spectacular. So, all right, what's next? Nathan is shockingly not crawling out of his crib yet. Almost all of my kids by this point have already climbed out of their crib and started toddling around the house. Nathan will be 2 in October, and thankfully he has not started that yet. But I'm waiting for it, let's be real. And honestly, I don't want him having free reign of our bedroom. So we are in the process. It's a very long process. We're in the process of trying to clean out the garage, because that's probably where we're gonna add bedrooms, is convert the garage into bedrooms. So we're in the process of cleaning out the garage. Well, when it's so muddy here. This was so completely dry all morning, and then the ducks are enjoying it, but I wore the wrong footwear because I forgot. Hi, ducks. But long story short, the chicken that hatched a bunch of chicks last year who didn't finish staying on them, her chicks are in the garage. So one of the steps we got to do is to get them out of the garage. So we're going to put them out here in this chicken net. But in the process of milking this morning, I noticed that the big ducks were picking on this baby duck. So I'm going to put the baby duck in here with the chicks in hopes that whatever's going on with it mends itself and he can have time to heal. You know, I don't like making the hard decisions on homesteading. And so, but we're going to put him in with the baby chicks in hopes that whatever's going on with this foot, because he was fine yesterday, whatever's going on with this foot will heal or web while he's not getting picked on by the big ducks. So we're gonna get this net set up and hopefully get those babies moved out here today, because it's not supposed to rain the next couple of days, and so hopefully they'll acclimate to being outside and not getting, you know, constantly dumped on. Well, so all right, we got that done. Got the little guy some water and some feed. We have this, and then I have like a little roost thing I'm gonna put in here. They are fully feathered, but they're not quite big enough to get up in the shawl. So get them out here hopefully tonight. I was gonna show you, I don't know if you can see them, but this tree is still just covered. So hopefully we'll get another, if the kids don't eat them all, or the deer, we'll get another 2, maybe even 3 canners off of this tree. Pretty sweet. Very excited. Almost. Not quite. Yeah, long story. Y'all, I keep quoting this over myself. Be realistic, and give yourself room for grace. Ugh. Do you ever feel like your lists are a million miles long, so you just gotta come up with a short one? Yeah, this is our short list for this week. Because it could take up like 12 whiteboards. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is hopefully it's gonna be really tall and kind of tight, but that's okay. But to take this and zip tie it on the perimeter fence as high as we can, and then maybe screw a board in between so we can take it off when we're done.
Yeah.
Because they're just...
So you're thinking of something like a platform or something to sit it on and lean it and then secure it down?
Well, I was just thinking we could put the hog panel in between with like a board screwed in.
We can do whatever we want over here. Like this.
Yeah. Because like...
Right between those two.
Yeah.
So now, all we have to do is figure out how to attach it.
Yeah.
That's why I was thinking we could put some things here and then have it sit on it and secure it.
I
That
just
way we're
need
not-
it to be more up than down because I can't fit through here with the mower.
Okay.
So even if we...
Do you want it slid down in here?
That's fine.
That'll hold it. If I push it too hard, it'll smash them. That's what I'm saying. So we don't want to... It doesn't matter where we put this, it'll smash it if we push up to the height.
Okay.
Unless we tie this together.
What if we tied the corner to that post there? Before... Just something delightful about laundry being done. It makes me so happy. All right, so it feels kind of ridiculous actually to be looking at this when it's so hot outside, but Tim and the kids will be home soon, so I'm gonna actually go outside and mow for a little bit in the backyard. But before I do that, I'm gonna glance through my seeds and figure out what fall crops I want to plant, because Tim's supposed to be bringing me home some dirt to get started on those. So let's see, okra, summer, corn, definitely summer, greens, radishes, carrots. Oh, my goal today is to figure out what's going to take the longest, get that stuff started in the next couple of days. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the broccoli and stuff. 70, 90 days till harvest. So, let's see. The cute little thing at the bottom says still plant in July. So, we have a very small window. Today is July 30th. So we planted, I don't know if you guys remember, but we planted a ton of fall stuff or spring stuff. And it was late and things just happened in life. So, we're gonna try a fall garden this year. See how it goes. All right, so I still have a ton of broccoli. I'm glad I know I have these because Wayne wanted to plant some more sugar snap peas, so we can make a list so I can put them away so that I don't have seeds out when the kids get home. Alright, so I have some bulb onions that I'm throwing in the ground just so that they at least rot in the ground and not in a bag. So the only thing in the onion bag, I'm going to throw in a bunch of bunching onions for salads. So me going to the garden is like, I'm going to go to the grocery store and just get a loaf of bread. I'm like, I just need one squash. And then I get out there. And I'm like, I have dinner! And I never take a basket. I'm like, I don't need a basket. I'm just going to go get a squash. Should have taken a basket. Alright guys, well I'm going to start prepping dinner because Tim's going to be heading back out to go get the kids here in a sec. So I'm gonna get dinner rolling so that that's ready when they get here. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today as I did some stuff around the homestead. I love fresh basil. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.